I'm Jason, one of the instructors at Krav Maga Self-Defense. So we'll talk about striking. So a certain part of striking, sometimes palm strikes, open palm, or closed fist. What's the difference? When do we use these? And what are the reasons? What are the pros and cons? All right. So when we have new students coming in, and even advanced students, right? We teach the palm striking. So one of these, with the palm strike, you're using the heel of the palm and striking the target. So what the advantages of that is, this is very strong, less technical, and we'll talk about that in a way. And there's less of that self-preservation, natural reaction, and you don't hold back your power as much compared to closed fist, which is, if you look into it, very technical, right? You'll have at least a fist length of range advantage over palm strike, because the palm strike is flat like this, and you have your closed fist. You can come in with a little more range, but there's a lot more technicalities to it. You have to position your wrist correctly, your knuckles the right way, and the choice of target. So ideally, and also, you kind of hold back, or you have to really train it to express or pour out your power on your closed fist strikes. Um, and it's simple, like just like our founder of KMG, AL's told us several times in training. He's like, you want to test it, punch the wall. How hard can you punch the wall with an open palm or with a closed fist? So even without trying it, you can tell. Like closed fist, I won't hesitate as much. I can just hit the wall definitely harder. There's less hesitation. If you try it, you feel that natural reaction to pull back a bit on the closed fist when you try and hit the wall, because you know it's going to hurt. You know it's going to hurt. Unless you're those martial artists who have really trained the bones, doing the breaking and everything, and it takes a long time to really develop that. If we're all going to hesitate punching something hard with a closed fist without the proper training or the tenure of training, whereas open palm, very easy. You don't have to hesitate. You tend to pour in all your power as well. Another reason for that is, for whatever reason, you want to minimize injury, right? If there's a situation where you still want the functionality of your fingers, because once once you wreck something here, all these small bones in the hand, the knuckles, you lose your grip strength, you lose functionality of the hand. And if you're in a situation where you're in an environment where no one really wants to get hurt, period. But also, if you need the functionality of your hand, then you need to be a bit wiser about it. And palm strikes would be perfect for that. So maybe the others, you may hear some people talk about it, law enforcement or maybe more military, right? That they all do palm strike because they need the trigger finger to work. If you wreck your knuckles, that will that will affect how you hold the firearm, and etc., how you shoot. So that's what some of them talk about. For us, civilian world, we don't need to worry about that, but maybe a little bit too. But because let's say you have a third party, you have a child, dependents that you're protecting. You need to take with you. You can't just leave and escape. You need to take with you to escape or to go to a safer place. You need to hold on to them, grab them, manipulate them a bit to get to safety. Then you want full, as much as possible, full functionality of your hands. So you don't want to wreck your hands, right? So How do we go about this then? I, you would want to reach a level of your training where you become selective or adaptive, right? If it's, let's say, if it's the face or the head, we have a bob right here. Face or the head, where it's a hard skull, uneven surface. In class, it's so easy to go close fist because we have the pads. We have the flat tie pads. We have a little curvature on the focus mitts, which makes it nice and snug for the fist. And we kind of tend to get that illusion in that sterile environment that, yeah, we can just keep punching close fist. But in reality, there's a lot of contours on the face. A lot of contours on the face. There's that jawline, teeth you have to worry about. Uh, this part, that forehead that protrudes a bit, part of the skull. So being selective, if you're gonna hit hard parts, especially the crown of the head, the back of the head, if you're gonna hit all those hard parts, then you use palm strike, right? You don't have to aim as much. You don't have to worry about it. If you're a seasoned striker and there's already accuracy in your striking, and then of course go ahead, right? Because there's nothing like a good hook to the chin for the knockout power. And if you're at an angle, you can still do close fist for the jawline. But let's say under stress, under pressure, or you have to act fast, or train yourself, head face, palm strike. We do body shots, then we can start close fist, right? So you can do these drills, whether with your partner or with a bob or even an imaginary target. If I'm going for the head, palm strike, palm strike. I'm going for the body, close fist, hooks to the ribs, right? Um, and low straight strikes to the torso. Come back to the head, palm strikes. So as you're doing the combinations, you are open palm, closing the fist, right? Boom, boom, all those combos. So once you get used to that, you train that, you kind of master that, then you've added a whole new level to sort of how you deploy your arsenal of your hand strikes. You're able to analyze in real time as you select your targets what tool you use on that target. So you'd hear others say um, this soft to hard, which is the head, or hard to soft target, so the body targets. But also, if we bring that to another level, let's say street environment or reality environment outside the gym. Winter, people have coats. They'll have objects in the pockets of the coats. So that's also another thing to consider as well when you're being selective with your targets or doing body shots with closed fists. You may get some injury with phones or other hard stuff that they have in the pockets. So just being selective. But then that's a little bit more bit more of a segue. So there we go. Palm strike versus closed fists, right? There's pros and cons. But generally, if you're able to train to that level where you can be selective, depending on the targets you choose to deploy, weapons, uh, which weapons appropriate to that target, then that will be very good for you. To learn more KMG self-defense techniques, train with us at kravmaga selfdefense.com.au.